Hello, my name is Pedro Vargas-Prada, and I am a freshman at the University of South Florida. This fall in my computers and business class, and the name of that class, the course name is CGS 2100. We were assigned a virtual simulation project. So for my computers and business class, myself and two other classmates ran a simulation project pretending to be the owners of a coffee shop on campus. So we were cast against the rest of our classmates in their own individual groups, and that's what made up the industry. All of our classmates, each in their own groups, we had about 20 individual coffee shops that competed against each other in the same industry. We were the business owners of our own coffee shop, myself and my two group mates. So we had to decide the difficult decisions such as how many employees to hire, how much money to spend on cups, how much money to spend on coffee grounds. It was a very real life simulation, and it took us through the ups and downs of owning a business. So right here are three different graphs that I've used our real life data from the experiment to make these three different graphs. Over here on the left, you can see our cups sold versus revenue in a bar/line graph. On the top right, you can see our revenue and our net income juxtaposed. And then in the bottom right, you can see our business in red in comparison to four other random coffee shops in our industry. So something interesting to note about the cups sold versus revenue. This is something that you can really only tell when you're looking at the visual representation of it. It's more difficult to see when you're only looking at data. But first thing to note, you can see that all of the graphs take a slow start and then rapidly ascend. Each of them have a increasing, slowly but increasing projection. For in this graph over here, you can see that the first 2 weeks, there was not much really action, and that's common with all of the other shops in our industry. The first 2 weeks start off very low, but then as business starts rolling, there was a large increase. And something to notice about this graph is that the cups sold is always slightly higher than our revenue, which means that we weren't really making money until we were just barely making money. If we continuously sold cups as the revenue was below them, then we weren't making any profit. As you can see in comparison to the other coffee shops, that my coffee shop didn't do too well in the grand scheme of things. Over here you can see that as the weeks go by, our income gradually goes from less negative to less negative to less negative until we reach a positive point just around week 7, week 8. It took us about 8 weeks to get significant profits. And other coffee shops even made that jump sooner. So having these three graphs next to each other, you can really see the slow incline and then rapid ascent into profit. But as noted over here, we didn't really make much profit in the beginning, nor at all, because our cup sales were always slightly higher than our revenue.